Hey everybody, Vince Burke here, talking a little training. You know, everything's about anatomy, physiology, the nervous system, activation, stimulation, all kinds of contractions in our training. The one thing that we not need to focus on is that everybody is doing push-ups or earth downs. And, you know, we're talking body weight training. For those who have mastered body weight training are prevailing today. There's no machines around, so you are your own machine. You have you, gravity, the earth, and maybe some gadgets around. But for those 5% who are prepared for anything to happen that the gym closes, they probably have some dumbbells. So this is for you. Former bodybuilder, Mr. New Jersey Grand Prix, addicted to training, addicted to exercise, and that's the culture. So this one is for you. Once again, it's about training with dumbbells, but let's just start off with a push-up. So first things first, when we think about a chest, you know, think about this L shape here, and it's even circular, okay? Just think about that. Here's your clavicle up here, and we call that a clavicular head up here, and the sternum is here, and that's your sternal head. Just for that. They insert into your shoulder complex a little bit, but we don't really want to talk about that too much. We want to talk about activation. So have you been doing each and every fiber, each and every head, each time you do a push-up? Well, probably the answer is no. And it's okay. Today you will. But what I want you to also think about is that if we use the dumbbells here, okay, as your ground, it's going to allow your hands to be in a neutral position. Not neutral position, you could change it. Because often we exercise and we do push-ups like this, a lot of stress and pressure on our wrist complex. And it's bony, not much there, and it could be painful. And then all of a sudden, the last thing you want to do is overtrain doing earth downs, push-ups, and then have strain and stress on your wrist, tendonitis, these little bones shift around. I don't care how much shaking out, and you feel like you almost have carpal tunnel. If we are training that 50, 60, 70, 80 push-ups every other day, you know, getting at 300, whatever your little micro goal is, 300, 400 a week, that's great. Anyway, I'm going to go over a couple things in it, but I want you to think about isotonic. Isotonic is a fixed weight, your body weight, gravity. And then isometric is not moving much, but you're really contracting. So it's a combination of isotonic and isometric when you're doing it. Because just from the position of your hand, okay, neutral, 45, okay, pronation, okay, those positions are gonna activate different muscle fibers. So for instance, you're gonna see here, if I'm here like this, I'm getting it on here a little bit. If I'm up higher, I'm getting up here just like an incline bench. If I come lower, more sternal. But watch what happens. If I come up like this versus in this position here, neutral, I just scooped a little bit more of my chest just by having a neutral position. That's why we're getting into this, you know, if we have a barbell and we're fixed like this, well, those barbells don't move. So we come up with the apparatuses of the total push-ups where you could turn and rotate. A lot of us don't have that. So I'm gonna show you different ways to activate different fibers, different areas of your chest. So we'll think about upper, middle, sternal, okay? And then the lower, we'll do some scoops. Now, the big thing is that when we're out wide here, okay, I want you to think of when we do flies, my hand is in neutral position. Elbows are up here. So when I do that, I'm focusing on the sternal head, okay? But the thing is that I can't move the earth this way, but I want you to put your mind in your muscle fiber, so when you're here, you're actually doing the isometric contraction and you're doing a push-up at the same time. It's a combination. You have to actually put your mind in your muscle fiber, your mind in your different area of the chest. And that's how we're gonna do it. The other thing is that in this position here, we call scaption, okay? Not like this, not like this, it's here. When we're doing some push-ups in this position, I also want you to activate a little bit, stabilize of the rotator cuff. So if you're in here, so now when I'm doing a push-up from far, I actually want you to drive the top of your hand into the weight to give you that isometric contraction. So let's just start off our basic 5 push-ups. So we'll go neutral grip, okay? Now, the nice thing is that when you're using the barbell, the dumbbell, it allows you to get a little bit more range of motion because I can go down a little bit further. So you can control the range of motion that you want to have. Now, the next thing, let's go this way, okay? On here, it's the same thing, you're pressing, but I want you pulling in tight, but you're not. You're gonna pretend that you're pulling in. So that right there is such a different feel than coming neutral to here. Now, when we think about asymmetry and symmetry, right? We can play with it a little bit. One side is here, one side's here, okay? Now, slow it down a little bit. You feel that you're going too fast? You are. You can't rush off the rep as long as you feel the burn. So, we reverse it now, right? In this position here. Okay, neutral and here. And 5. So you can play with the different positions. Now, what I want to do is come up in here now and come on over here, RJ. Just going to go a little further. So if my hands are in this position here, okay, I'm going to step back a little bit and get in my upper chest. But the thing is that you want to be leaning forward. See, I'm not like this. I'm coming back. And don't forget, I'm pressing and coming in. So, having your hands in that fly position, I'm pushing down on the earth. When I push this way, I'm generating force to go up. So I have that barrel over my chest. Same thing if we're laying down on the bench. Same thing. Now, change it up a little bit, okay? Change it up. So, same thing, come back. So I'm actually taking my hands and going this way as I'm coming up. Now, you could change this up. You know, neutral, like a clock, and then go 45 in between. So, now on this angle. Remember we talked about the rotator cuff? Okay, so in that position. So now I'm going to be pushing my hand here isometrically. We're going to activate the rotator cuff. And that's a burn. Came up in here a little bit, pushed and pushed, okay? Now, when we think about cables, we think about scooping. We're doing cables low to high, same idea. So, you put this back a little bit on an angle because you want to be scooping, okay? So in this position here, and I'm up. Now, the further you are out, you're putting a little stress, bringing it a little bit. That's key. So those are different positions to activate different fibers of the chest. So it's known a little bit of the anatomy, a little bit know the difference between neutral, pronation, and that's important. Now, the other thing is that you could, on the dumbbells, right, you could flip it around a little bit, right? And just for here, okay? Coming this way, you're here, and do up in here. This is great. You're not getting that range of motion, locks you in, and here. You go neutral. The nice thing it blocks you here is great. Straight up, or come in. Or come in, or combination, or a fly, in tight, so that's the variety of activation, different muscle fibers of your chest for shaping, toning, and getting through this issue where you can't get to the gym. Sometimes when time is taken away from you doing your regular things, it's a time that you can master other things. So to all out there who is craving for a gym, cables, machines, always go back to basics, from peanut butter and jelly, tuna fish, cereal, and bodyweight training. Till next time, Vince Burke on the chest fiber, all the way around, inside out, up and down, and that's it. Later.